What's up, my dogs and my peeps? Hope you're all having a deliciously delight December. It's towards the end of the year. It's wrapping up. Hope you all accomplished things you wanted to accomplish this year. I sure did. Except the whole girlfriend thing. Anywho, my rewind video is coming soon, so be prepared for that. And speaking of end of the year traditions, I want to start a new one. I thought it'd be fun to make my own tier list. Came here to tiermaker.com and make my own tier list of all the movies I watched this year, and it is also including old movies, just movies that came out a while ago that I personally just haven't seen yet. I think throughout this whole list here, I think there's like 12 movies that have came out this year, so it's not just old movies. So you'll see my thoughts on that. First things first, I'ma say all the no. I could also do tier music too. I could like do my top favorite songs of the year. Ooh, yeah. Okay, first, Split. This was a movie about to do with split personality disorder. It was more like a thriller. Was anything spooky? I'm gonna put that at mid/mid, but not bad. I think this might be at the top of the mid/mid. Okay, next, Baghead. Very creepy, very creative premise, and the poster here, as you can tell, is very creepy. I'm gonna leave that at mid/mid. I'm gonna leave it right here. It's perfect. Just not anything too scary. Rosemary's Baby. This is an old movie, and everyone said it was terrifying. I personally didn't think it was that terrifying. So I'm gonna put it at mid/mid. Kingdom of the Planet of the Oaklanders. Love the Planet of the Apes franchise. Very great movies. The CGI, of course, does not fail in this. However, I do think this is the weakest of the monkey movies. If I wanted to see some monkey action, I would have just gone to Oakland. So I'm gonna put it at good. It's a good movie. They're still great movies. Kung Fu Panda 4. Don't want to talk about it. House of the Devil. This was about a devil that owned this house, and this house kind of has a devil. Very creepy atmosphere. However, nothing more than that. So mid/mid, not awful. I'm gonna do X. X was a great movie, more so like a thriller. It wasn't. Actually, there were a couple of shots that were scary because there's lots of naked old women, and that shit scares me. Also turns me on to it. Very sexually provocative. So it gets points for that. Pearl is a prequel to X, but I don't think it's as good. The Ring, I know it's funny. I just now watched it this year. I say like the first 20 minutes of this movie is very, very scary. There's a very good jump scare towards the beginning, and I'm really not big on jump scares. I think most jump scares are cheap and lazy and stupid, and they're not scary. But there's a jump scare in this movie that is very, very well done. So I'll put that at good. Grave Encounters was very fun. It's like a discount Ghost Adventures. Very scary. Funnily enough, most of these movies I've watched on Amazon Prime. So if you want some weird, quirky movies, I suggest you get that. Sponsor, Thanksgiving. This tried so hard to be like Michael Myers and Halloween. This came out last year. It was on Netflix. I was bored, and I really did not like it. Some of the kills were sort of creative, but for me, like, the dialogue was super bad. The characters were boring. The story, I don't know, not that great. I just really, I honestly stopped watching it because it's very stupid, boring, and it's very predictable. Like, it's one of those scary movies where you can just predict when a jump scare is happening. No bueno. Human Centipede. Don't ask why I decided to watch this. Okay, I was feeling freaky. I was having the babes over, and they wanted to watch something freaky. And they asked for Human Centipede, so I fucking gave it to them. I fucking gave them the Human Centipede. I think the premise is unique. If you're into that weird ass shit. But it's going to mid/mid. I'm sorry. It's just didn't make me feel good. I know that's the point, but fuck. The Marvels, I'm going to put that at absolutely atrocious because the villain was stupid, and she was a little bit brown, and I just don't do women power. I think they should just stay at the bottom of the food chain if you're asking me. The Cube, I'm going to put in mid/mid because I've seen movies like this, and I feel like those movies do it better, but not anything awful. The Invisible Man, I'm going to put it good. This was a movie that came out this year, Late Night with the Devil. I'm gonna put that at good. It was the thing is with that movie, it didn't really scare me that much, but I cannot deny that the movie was very good. The Circle was very good too. I watched this movie called The Guilty. I'm gonna put that at good too. Long Legs, this was a movie I was very excited for. And it was very creepy. It didn't disappoint. As above, so below. A lot of people, especially on TikTok, I should really stop taking advice from fucking TikTok people. They were saying that this movie was so scary, and I watched movies like Hell House, Paranormal Activity, so like I love the found footage type stuff, and this one just really wasn't scary. The horror in this movie is essentially just things shaking and moving, just earthquakes, like not that scary. So I'm gonna put that at mid, pretty low. Nosferatu. So the first Nosferatu movie ever made was a silent film, but this was a remake that came, I think, like 60, 70 years later, and I surprisingly really liked it. I'm not a huge fan of old movies that much, especially this old, but this was a really cool movie. The atmosphere was great, the cinematography was great, the movie was great. The actor that played Nosferatu is very good in this movie, but it's very good Nosferatu. And I wish I could suck some women's blood. Logan, this bad boy is the number one. Great movie. The action is good, and situations feel very dire. There's no clear plot armor. It's not just mindless action. Like I felt very scared whenever there was an action sequence because the movie proved itself to be dangerous, and that's what I love. The Platform 2, I'm gonna put at go. Fucking bullshit, dude. Help. Hey, it sounds like you're really frustrated. Yeah, what's up? So, I'm doing Deer Maker, and it just ruined everything. Shut up. Love you. Silence of the Lambs. This was a classic. Um, this is just good. Love the Hannibal Lecter stuff. Daddy's Head. This one was very, very scary. I'm gonna put this as amazing because it is my type of horror. The Platform 2. This was a lot more violent than the first one, but it was still a very good movie. Resident Evil 2. This was a good movie too. Loved the Nemesis stuff. The first Resident Evil I didn't like as much, but it was still a good movie. I watched a movie called Azrael, which was good. It was very unique because there was no talking at all. Lake Mungo. Lake Mungo. I had to let go of it to see. This one was very cool. It was a documentary, kind of paranormal activity kind of type of movie. Very, very creepy. It just kind of relies more so on very creepy imagery, which to me is the best type of horror. Joker 2. Just watched this one recently, actually. It just came to HBO Max. This bad boy I'm just going to tell you guys right now, that's taking the cake for the absolute worst. I really did not like Joker 2. I absolutely loved the first Joker. It was so unique, creative. Weirdly, I related to it, besides all the killing stuff, of course. And it had such a shocking ending. Everything made sense. This one is just a spit in the face and makes it, Arthur is just such an unlikable character in that. Funnily enough, it's not even the musicals that turn me off. The musicals I could do without, but I wasn't absolutely hating my time with the musicals. They weren't awful. It's just, I think the movie could have done better without it. Awful movie. I'd rather watch Kung Fu Panda 4, because at least Kung Fu Panda 4, if you just turn your brain off it can be a fun, mindless movie, but Joker 2 is just so depressing. There's nothing great really about it. It's just awful. So that's taking the cake on that. Moving on. This one's called Would You Rather. This one, uh, man, it's kind of like Saw a little bit. It's kind of like Saw, just not anything that great. So I'm gonna put this at mid. You know, it's one of those where like it didn't grasp me within the first 30 minutes, but then once the movie starts, you kind of get into it a little bit. Deadpool and Wolverine, new movie. I thought this was very good. I thought my biggest takeaway was the comedy. It was very funny movie. The jokes landed. Ryan Reynolds is super funny, and of course, I love Wolverine. Such a good character. The Truman Show. Where the fuck is it? There it is. This bad boy is going to amazing. Very unique movie. Soul. Soul is good. I really like Soul. The message of the movie I think is very unique and cool. Beetlejuice 2. I watched this, funnily enough, on YouTube for free. Someone uploaded the whole movie, and for it being a free watch, just chilling at home, I quite enjoyed it, but it's definitely not nearly as good as the first one. I'm not going to put this on the good tier list, so I'm going to put it at mid. It wasn't awful. I didn't hate the time watching it. 7. 7 was the opening like credits to this movie is very scary, and I love the premise of a serial killer killing based off the 7 deadly sins, but the movie wasn't that creepy or scary, so I'm gonna put it on meh, unfortunately. Terrifier 3, my god, it was one of the most brutal movies I've ever seen. For me, it's more brutal than Saw, because at least with the Saw movies, the person at least dies fairly quickly. This one's just fucking brutal, but very funny. I'm gonna put it on the good list. It's not amazing. Almost don't even want to talk about it. Heretic, this one was a pretty good movie too. And then finally, The First Platform. I'm putting that on good too, because it's a very cool premise. Alright, well that is my tier list, my dogs and my peeps. Hope you all enjoy. Have a Merry Christmas. Also, All Hallows Eve. My review of this was missing during the video because the whole thing crashed and it was just all jumbled up. But All Hallows Eve was pretty good too. It wasn't just about Art the Clown, which is what I liked about it. It showed some other stuff too, but Art the Clown was definitely the biggest takeaway. So it was a pretty good movie. And this one has a different actor who plays Art the Clown, but this guy does an awesome job too.